Start here because this one runs before your season even does. It's the same things that are in the free preseason checklist you already know, but now it's live. Every task from the original, and each one has a real checkbox. Click it, it's done. No more printing a PDF and losing it in your truck. This one's easy. All you have to do is go through and click the checkboxes each time that you want to check one off. I also have the vertical version. This is probably easier if you're using your phone. Again, you can just scroll through. All of these are the same things that are on the free PDF that you got. This is the practice schedule. The more assistant coaches you have, the more important it is to have a detailed practice plan. There's nothing worse than looking around at 3 or 4 dads with nothing to do. They want to coach, so let's give them something to do. The first sheet down here is a locked sheet. I put that there so that you'll always have a clean version of this. So we'll be working off the second one here that says copy of practice schedule. First thing you want to do is come up here and double click the date. So we'll pretend like today's August 11th. And then we want to click into the start time. We'll pretend like we're going to start our practice at 5:30. And then we'll put in the end time. We'll say that we want it to end at 7, hour and a half practice. And if you'll notice, our total time over here adds up to an hour and a half. The next thing we want to do is come down here to our periods. We'll click the drop down. I have several of these loaded for you. And if you'll go over here to the third sheet, it'll show you all the things that I have loaded right here. So if you want to add something, you can add something here at the bottom. I also have all the times right here in 15-minute increments. If you want to change that, you could change that. You can put whatever you want in there. All right, so we'll go back and then we'll say, okay, our first one's going to be warm up. Let's say we want it for 5 minutes. So I'll click 5 minutes and you'll notice that our time now is it took the 5 minutes and it put it at 5:35. And now we have an hour and 25 minutes left. So if I now want to go in here and just start filling some stuff out, let's say I want to go individual offense now. Let's say I want to do 15 minutes. You'll notice our times are going to adjust. Then I want to come in here and let's say we want to do inside run drill. And let's say let's want that to be 10 minutes. And then we want to go to team offense. And let's say we want that for 15 minutes. All right, at this point, we are probably thinking we probably need a water break. And if you'll notice, I don't have a water break in here. So we'll come back over here and I'll come down here and I'll take this one and I'll just change it to water break. And then when I go back in and I click the drop down, it's going to be there. So you can put whatever you want right there. We'll say 5 minutes. All right, then we'll come back and then you can just fill out your the rest of your practice like this. So let's say we wanted 15 and let's do pursuit drill. We'll do that for 5 and then we'll do team. We have 20 minutes left. So let's say we want to do team for 10. And then let's say we want to end practice with kickoff, one of our special teams. So we'll go 10. All right, and that right there will wrap up your hold. Once you get to 0, you know that you have them all filled in. And if you'll scroll, you know we can click this off. Okay, we worked on kickoff today. You also have notes here for offense, defense, whatever you want. And then announcements. You always have announcements at the end of practice. So this way you can remind yourself of all the things that you need to tell them. At the end here, I also have a blank one that's not hooked to anything. So if you just want one where you can just fill everything in yourself, you also have that. These things are also editable. You can put your own logo here. You can change it to your colors. You can do whatever you want to do with it. The last thing I want to do is come back over here to the sheet we were working on earlier. I'm going to rename it with today's date, August 11th. And then if I want to do the next practice, I can just duplicate this one and then change it. We'll say August 12th. And then you can go back in here and just edit these things. You can change the times. You can change all of this stuff if you want. If you want to start from a clean one, come over here to the locked one and click duplicate that one, and it'll give you another copy of it. And then you can start with a clean one here. If you want to be efficient calling plays at practice, don't just shoot from the hip. You'll forget a play that you wanted to run, and you won't get as many plays in. Script it out. That's what this sheet is for. First thing we want to do is make sure we're not on this locked sheet right here. We'll come over here to the second one. I have this broke up into different segments here: inside run, screen, play action, RPO if you have that, 7-on-7 team. These are completely editable, so you can change this however you want. Now we want to go ahead and double click the date. We'll go ahead and say this is August 11th again. And we have different thing drop downs here. We have hash, we have play. If we click the drop down here, you'll see I have a few plays, just dummy plays in here loaded. To go over here to change those, come over here to the offensive data sheet here. I already have the L and R there. This is the column that you'll put all your plays in. And then I would suggest that when you put a play in, you put one for the left hash and then one for the right hash, and just go all the way down. You can go as far down here as you want. You can put as many plays in here as you want, and it'll show up over here. So whenever you go to use this script, let's say we wanted the left hash, and then we want this first play here. You can come over here, put whatever notes you want in for that play, where like defense, whatever kind of defense you want to put in there, or whatever you want. And then come back to the second play, and then let's say we wanted to do that one, and then so forth and so on all the way down. I also have a blank one. If you just want to write in your own, you can do it that way. And like before, we'll come over here, we'll change this to today's date. And then if I want to do the next practice, then I'll just duplicate it. And then I can go off the one I just made and just change a little bit here, or come back here to the locked script and then duplicate it. And now you'll have a clean one to start brand new. Same idea for defense. The more organized you are, the more efficient your practice will be. Scripting the plays you want run at your defense is the way to go. We'll make sure that we're on the second sheet here, the copy, and not the locked one. I have this broke up into inside run, 7-on-7, and team. This is completely editable, so you can put whatever groups you want in there. The columns, I have the hash, card number play, front, pressure stunt blitz, coverage. We'll go ahead and add the date. Well, again, we'll pretend like this is August 11th. And I forgot to format that right, so we'll go ahead and put that over there. I'll go back in over here to the defensive data sheet. I highly recommend that you draw out each play that you want run at your defense and put it on a card and number it, and then give it a name. Column C right here is going to take columns A and B and combine them, and this will be what you see in the drop down on the copy of the defensive script here. So when I go card play, you'll see that these are all the ones that we have there. If I come back here, you can put all your fronts in column E. So whatever kind of front you want to call it, I just put in some standard ones here. And then your pressure, stunts, blitz, whatever you want to put in here, however you call them, put them in here, and then all the coverages that you'll run. You probably won't have a whole lot of these in Little League football, but who knows. Now we'll go back to the copy of the defensive script and we'll start making our practice. So if let's say I want play 3, and I want that front, this blitz, and that coverage. And then I want it on the right hash. You can go down and then fill out all of these that you want. Again, these are all editable. You can add more rows if you need. You can do whatever you really want with this. Just like the other one, I have a blank one over here for you if you want to just write out everything yourself. And then we'll go back here and we'll rename this to today. And then if I want to do tomorrow's practice, again, I can duplicate that one and then change it to August 12th. And just edit the one that we had from the day before, or we can come over here and we can duplicate the lock sheet and get a blank one.